Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. Um, the video that I'm bringing out to you guys today is going to be about a couple of articles that I came across. Okay, so I'm going to be doing some reading, and then there's one short video clip that I want to show you that will basically get to the point I'm trying to make and tie all this together. As you can see in my title, excuse me, and in the thumbnail. Um, if anybody knows me, I usually I always put out some long content because I need to get my message across, and a lot of times that you just can't do it in about 15-20 minutes. No offense towards anybody. I mean, there's content creators out there that, they can. Me personally, I like to go very, very in depth and take my time trying to explain things. But also, I want to, from the bottom of my heart, I want to thank all my new subscribers and all my subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. Like I said before, I never thought I can get this many so quickly. I want to extend my thank you to Lou Valentino, okay, and his family and movement for coming into our family, basically, okay? And that's what it's all about. That's what patriots need to do, look out for each other. And we got to join together, okay? And believe me, there's millions out there, and I would love to see every patriotic channel have an easy 1,000,000 subscribers. You know what I mean? And just get the word out as much as possible to save this country, save the children, and just get the normalcy back into society. And it's not just here in America; it's all around the world. So, with that being said, before I start reading, just another quick thing. In my description, I'm leaving a link for that GoFundMe to help out a friend of mine who's trying to raise some money. She went to the doctor, and the doctor messed up, and now she's in a wheelchair. If there's any way you can help her and her husband, any donation, even just prayers, leaving it on the GoFundMe page, that'd be great. Prayers are always very important, first and foremost. And if you want to help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store, TrueOutlawPatriot.com. And as always, don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, and keep passing the channel around. This is a very good thing. The movement is getting bigger on all fronts, especially with what happened with Donald Trump. Okay? So, with all that being said, the articles that I'm going to read you is how the left, no matter how many times people fight back, how the left keeps pushing their agenda. Okay? And is getting to the point that the left is trying to make it seem, and you'll see when I show you, that now straight people and Christians, how can I say, are not worthy of having kids. Okay, so stay with me, let me read, I'll show you the clip, and you'll understand where I'm coming from. So this first story came out of the State of the Union about a day ago. It's called "School Cancels Gender Pronoun Lesson After Threatening Messages." It says, following threats to several school staff members, a Michigan school district has decided to cancel a voluntary lesson that aimed to delve into gender identity and pronoun usage through discussion and literature. DeWitt Public Schools made the announcement about the cancellation of the lesson for first graders on Facebook. First graders, people, pay attention. The planned lesson stirred controversy within the community. No kidding. It says, the purpose of the mini lesson was to promote greater understanding, compassion, and kindness regarding gender identity and the use of pronouns after concerns were brought to our attention. Superintendent Shanna Spickard penned a message on Facebook. Spickard mentioned that parents and guardians were provided with prior notification and the choice to exclude their children from the lesson or seek a detailed review of the lesson plan. Now, here's the thing. The left and this whole transgender movement has become such a, how can I say, such an unfulfilled beast, okay, that they feel that they have to keep implementing stuff to the kids all the way down to the first grade, okay, even, I mean, to the point where now they're saying that a child knows what gender it wants to be when it's in the womb. That any kind of pushback, in their eyes, it's like, well, you know, we're at least giving you the option. It's not about giving anybody the option. It's about what is it with your demonic agenda that you want to keep pushing this shit. Okay? And then make it seem as if, you know what, that you are the victims. No, you're not the victims. The victims are the children. But in their eyes, they don't see it like that. Because in their eyes, it's not about the children being victims, although they do say that they're victims because nobody is calling them by their pronouns. The children are the victims because they are being groomed into a life that is not theirs, that is not for them. And they're trying to make it seem as if, well, how do you know? Well, just because I don't know doesn't give you the right to push your agenda on to continuously try to sexualize them. Okay? But let's continue. It says, following the announcement of the lesson, Spickard stated that numerous school staff members received hostile and threatening communications via phone calls, emails, and social media. She also highlighted that some staff members were victims of doxing. Really? I wonder how that feels. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't believe in doxing. I think it's a very dangerous practice. But do they feel the same way when somebody is being doxed by the left? Okay? Do they feel the same way when, I don't know, they feel that somebody is against their cause and they'll go and just put their name on blast on social media and all that? No. You know, for them to come out and say, oh, you know, we're being threatened. Yeah. Because you are pushing a demonic ideology on children. You know, this is, you know, they make it seem as if, you know what, this is not all fun and games. Nobody's playing around. These are people's lives that are being threatened. Yeah, no shit. You're threatening children's lives to go down a road that is not for them. You're indoctrinating them and you're putting a sick, demented, demonic, twisted ideology into their little heads. Yeah, no, we know. This is not something to play with. But let's continue. She also highlighted that some staff members are victims of doxing, a cyberbullying tactic involving the online exposure of personal information about them, their families, and children for harassment purposes. While the vast majority of these inappropriate communications have organized outside of our community, several staff members have expressed feeling anxious, stressed, and even afraid to go to school. This is unacceptable, Spickard wrote. Yeah, I wonder if she also feels it's unacceptable that when, I don't know, who's in charge of Homeland Security? Yeah, I think it was Mayorkas, and what's the other weasel with the glasses? When they were sending people to school board meetings and put parents that were against stuff like this on, I don't know, the Department of Justice, like, I don't want to say hit list, but you might as well call it kind of a hit list, where they're attacking stray people, parents and stuff like that, for speaking out against this. Do you feel the same? I don't think so. It's only when you feel that your side is getting attacked, your agenda is being exposed, that you think it's threatening. But let's continue. Due to the threats received, the lesson has been called off. Thank God. And not because of the threats. I don't want anybody to think that, you know, I'm all for threatening and trying to hurt people. No. But if people can do without the threats and just get their point across to have all this stuff abolished, then do it. Because it needs to be abolished. And like I said, I always say I don't condone violence or anything like that. Okay? But why does it have to come to the point that people feel so upset that they have to threaten you instead of you just stopping your demonic push? The school district is working closely with law enforcement and has heightened police and administrative presence as a precautionary step. When my kid was young, I thought it was just a phase. I thought it was the new thing until my kid tried taking his life because he wasn't understood, said Jana in an interview. Even if people don't understand it, it's all about inclusion and making every kid feel safe and welcome in any district. You know, any parent that is for this, that keeps pushing it, especially onto a young child, you're full of shit. Okay, and you're part of the problem. I would like to provide you with an update on a supplementary lesson that was provided to students in one of our elementary school classrooms. The aim of this lesson was to encourage empathy, understanding, and respect towards gender identity and pronoun usage following concerns that were raised. First of all, your gender identity and your pronoun usage can go kick rocks. Okay? Children don't know anymore about their gender identity and pronouns in the first grade anymore than they understand the fact of don't play with fire, you're going to get burnt. Okay? It sickens me the way these adults live vicariously through their children. And in this day and age, it's become such a damn fad. You know, you want a daughter and you got 3 boys, don't put a skirt on them. Give the boys up for adoption and adopt 3 girls. And vice versa. But no, it's like, you know what? No, I'd like, you know, it's like the adults are it's like the adults have in their possession a live, breathing play doll. Okay? One day I can take my doll and turn it into this, turn it into that, and put these clothes on it, and put some makeup on it, and put a puppy dog costume on it, put a damn leash on it. I don't know, tie a towel around his neck and just kick his little ass off the damn roof. See if he can fly. That's what it seems like in this day and age. Because they stick with this damn ideology and they make it seem like, you know, all these people that are for this. There was this one lady that I seen an interview on. She had three sons, I think it was, but now they're all girls. I think the oldest was about 14, the youngest was about 9. But then it slipped during the interview. If I can find that interview again, I'm definitely going to find it and do a reaction on it. This was way last year. I think it was way before I started my channel. But she was caught, okay, indoctrinating her 3 sons. That even one of them was like, he didn't like to dress up in girls' clothes, but she was caught pushing the issue on him. And he was the youngest one or the middle one, I believe. And it's like, no, sorry. This is not them thinking. This is you with something sick in your head that are doing this to your boys. But I digress on that. Let's continue. Where was I? The next one. It says, the statement continued. Although most of these inappropriate messages are from external sources, some staff members have shared feelings of anxiety, stress, and fear about attending school. This behavior is unacceptable. We are collaborating with local law enforcement to address these communications that have heightened both police and administrative presence as a precautionary measure. Prior to the lesson's cancellation, Deanna Giles from WILX interviewed parents with different views on the lesson plan. Brandy Strahan, a parent with children in DeWitt Elementary School, expressed that discussing pronouns with 5 to 7-year-olds is inappropriate. Absolutely. There's no need for that, because before this whole freaking movement started, nobody gave a shit about pronouns. This is all new. This is a fad. And it's a sick, demented mental problem. Plain and simple. So let's point it out, let's bring it out to light and call it for what the hell it is. Okay? But let's continue. They don't know who they are yet. They're still growing. Strahan made these comments during an interview. Conversely, Janet, a former parent from Deadwood, believes that this lesson could have been beneficial for her family. Really? For your family? Okay, we'll see. Excuse me. At Deadwood Public School, we are committed to providing a safe and welcoming learning environment that helps all our students achieve and succeed. We do not tolerate discrimination, harassment, bullying, and threats of any kind, whether on school property or on social media. Once again, I wonder if she feels the same way for the parents that don't want this shit implemented into their kids' heads. The statement continued, parents and guardians were notified beforehand and had the option to exclude their child from the lesson, as it was entirely voluntary and not part of our regular school curriculum. It doesn't matter if it's part or not part of your school curriculum. It should not be taught to children. Okay? There are children that have no idea how they're feeling when they're going through puberty. Never mind you trying to change their mind before they even hit puberty. But see, that's the thing. That's what these demons want. They want to catch them before that. They want to sexualize them before that. They want them confused. They want to see little boys in skirts and makeup and little girls cutting off private parts and acting like boys. That's what they want. And it only points to one thing. Like I've been saying, it's demonic. But let's continue. The statement continued following the announcement. Our dedicated school staff have been subjected to unwarranted hostile and threatening communications via phone calls, emails, and social media. Some staff members have been targeted with doxing, where their personal details along with information about their families and children have been exposed online to intimidate and harass them. The intention behind the optional mini lesson was to further the vision of Deadwood Public Schools in creating a secure, caring, and encouraging learning atmosphere where every student can thrive. Well, as I'm reading this, they're basically just repeating everything just with different words all over again. Okay? A secure and caring and encouraging learning atmosphere where every student can thrive. Regrettably, it has now evolved into a significant disturbance and diversion from that vision, leading to feelings of insecurity among our staff, administrators, and students. That's because, you know what? How can I say, since the Democrats think that the small portion of society has to run everything, welcome to the Republic, where majority rules. Not a democracy, okay, where you small band of leftists want to take control. The statement continued. Consequently, after discussion with the school board, administrative team, and school staff, I have chosen to terminate the mini lesson, thank you, Lord, to safeguard the well-being of our entire school community and uphold our commitment to delivering top-notch education to all learners. First of all, teaching top-notch education should be first and foremost. All this other bullshit, there should be no room for it. Okay? Has anybody realized, or maybe it's just me, you know, they used to teach biology in school, okay? And even though it was cleaned up to a certain point, it was still kind of frowned upon, but it was taught in a way to teach how boys are boys and girls are girls. I wonder if they're teaching biology anymore, or if they're trying to switch biology with this whole damn transgender movement to make everybody seem as if, you know what, we're all one sex. Because if you ask me, that's exactly their damn push. Okay? Where they want everybody to think that, you know what, you're neither a man or a woman. Well, guess what? That's not your choice to make. God made man and woman. That's it. Plain and simple. Well, let's continue. The statement continued, we understand that this choice will bring satisfaction to some and disappointment to others. Boo damn who. Within our school community. I want to emphasize that this decision was not made hastily, but was based on genuine safety apprehensions. Yeah, right. Raised by our dedicated team to educators and administrators who strive to maintain a culture of excellence every day. Whatever. The statement continued, I am deeply grateful for the overwhelming support shown by numerous parents, community members, and our exceptional team of teachers, support staff, and school employees. I want to emphasize that this choice will not divert us from our mission and fundamental principles of fostering empathy, kindness, and a deeper appreciation for the diverse society we inhabit. Sorry, not going to work. Keep your words. Our goal remains to equip young individuals to become leaders and global citizens in this ever-evolving world. Serving as your superintendent is a privilege I hold in high regard. If you think that you're going to keep trying to push this in order for us to have a grown-ass man in the military all of a sudden put on a dress and let his hair out, I don't know, people like in the Biden regime who are firing straight men and women and putting gay men and women in their place as something that you think is going to better society and better the future, better the world, you're simply delusional. Plain and simple. Okay? Now, if anybody knows me, they know I have nothing against gay people. As a matter of fact, a lot of my subscribers are. Okay? But they think with reason. And the number one thing they all agree upon is let the kids be kids. Let them grow up and make these decisions. If that's what you want to be when you're old enough, so be it. But to keep pushing this agenda on children in kindergarten, the first grade, second grade, and then to come out and say, we're not trying to push nothing, what the hell are you talking about? The article is plainly stated. As a matter of fact, this was State of the Union. The article that was right after this, I'm going to jump right to that, which I found, and they kept going on, which is the next one by Pulse of Pride, and then right after this one, I'll read this one right quick, and then the one right after this one is by WMN Lives, which is Pronouns 101. It just makes you wonder, you really think that people are stupid enough to think that what you're trying to do is just trying to teach about kindness and love? No, it's not. No, it's not. Because it goes on in school after school, article after article, news feed after news feed. It doesn't matter whether you're in the White House or not. It's getting to the damn point, okay, that even in the churches, in the house of God, it's running rampant. Now we'll check out this article. Okay, I'll try to read as fast as I can and after this I want to show you why I'm putting all this together, okay, which is a small 2-minute video. In a world fraught with misunderstanding and let me read the title. It says 19 harmful misconceptions about transgender people. Brace yourselves. In a world fraught with misunderstanding and misinformation, discerning the truth about transgender individuals is paramount. Ever wondered what's really true about transgender folks amidst all the chatter? Ready to cut through the noise and separate fact from fiction. Here we go. Number one, transgender people are just confused. Transgender individuals aren't confused. They're authentic in their identity, just like cisgender folks. Okay, now here's the thing, and I'm gonna light a cigarette, so bear with me. They're saying that they're not confused, just like cisgender people. First of all, who gave you the right when you started your transgender movement to go and look at straight people and label them cisgender? Because I'll be honest with you people, I'm a very intelligent man, okay? I went to 2 colleges, okay? I have a degree in computer bookkeeping, medical computer bookkeeping, okay? I have a degree in surgeon's assistant, I kid you not. Okay, I just chose to get my hands dirty and do construction. And I've never heard of the word, years ago when I went to college, transgender or even cisgender. Okay? So for them to come out and say that, oh, they're not confused, why can't you just say that you're a guy that likes to be a woman or that wants to be a woman? Why would you put a label on yourself and then go to the straight community and put labels on them? And then come out and say that, oh, this is not mental. Yes, it is mental. Because you need everybody around you, okay, to fit into your own little fantasy world. So now you got to start labeling everything. Okay, it's mind-boggling. But let's continue. They know who they are. Assuming confusion dismisses their lived experiences and perpetuates harmful stereotypes. Really? Okay, let's continue, because this first explanation right here, that they're not confused, that what did it say right here? Let me just read this real quick one more time. That they know who they are. Okay, you're gonna see something that's gonna be, the article contradicts itself. Let's just put it that way. Okay, I don't know why this is jumping. Here we go. All right. Being transgender is a trend. Transitioning isn't a fad. Oh yes, it is. Oh yes, it is, because there has been a spike. I think the last time I checked, sometime last year, they said since this whole movement started, between 8 and 10 years ago, there's been between a 200 and 400% spike, and they're wondering how this spike has happened. But look at what they're teaching in school. Look at what age they're trying to indoctrinate this, from kindergarten to the first grade, and even before that. But I'll digress on that for now. It's a deeply personal journey. Society's growing acceptance doesn't make it trendy. Yeah, okay. It means more people feel safe expressing their true selves. This misconception undermines the struggles transgender people face and oversimplifies their experiences. Really? So it is normal to see 4 young guys dressed up with makeup and mustaches and beards to come out and say at their age, this is normal, this is who we are, this is not a trend. But if you got the same 4 guys without the makeup, okay, without whatever, and they're acting all tough, you people on the left, you transgender people, okay, you straight phobes, come out and say they're too damn toxic. So why can't male toxicity be a trend? No, that has to be rooted in truth, right? They're just toxic. They're abusive. How's it feel? How's it feel? You're always the first ones to say, don't label me. Don't label us. But what the hell do you do? Not only do you label individuals, you label whole classes of people. But let's continue. Transitioning isn't a one-size-fits-all solution. It's a complex process. It involves medical, social, and sometimes legal changes that take time. Legal changes. The legal changes it's taken is because they want to have the right to mentally dissect, okay, and sexually mutilate children. So that's why they put the term in that it has, and sometimes legal changes that take time. Think about that, people. It's all about the wording, okay? How they try to put things together. And let me tell you something, only the enemy, okay, keeps putting and flipping words and putting shit together to try to make it sound right. I mean, it says it clearly in the Bible, okay, that there's going to be a time when right is considered wrong and wrong is considered right. Think about that. And I'm sure many of you have heard that. Assuming it's quick overlooks the challenges and emotional toll it can take. Yeah, okay. Now here's the part that I wanted to say. It says transgender people are mentally ill. Gender dysphoria. And there you go. So when it comes to me getting to this point, I don't have to read the other 15 parts to this. Because from the first one, when they say that it's a fad, or the second one when they say, oh, people think it's a fad, people say that we're mental and stuff like that, that's not true. Then why come up with the term gender dysphoria? It's a medical term. There's no term as straight dysphoria. You know, there was a time that it was either you're gay or you're straight. That's it. There was nothing else. If you sat in a room as a guy and, you know, put on your sister's clothes, that's what you did. But you come out with this new fad, okay, this new fashion statement, this demonic agenda to go after the kids as young as toddlers. You screw up their heads. Now they're all confused. You make them feel that their parents and their friends and the people that love them are coming after them because you're putting shit into their heads. So they go to the doctor, the freaking Dr. Frankenstein that they are, come out and tell the parents and everybody else, oh, it's a dysphoria, it's a gender dysphoria, we got to do something, here's some hormones, do this, cut off their breast, cut off their penis, you know? But now you want to come out and say that, you know, it's one of the 19 misconceptions that transgender people are mentally ill. You labeled yourselves. You went along with the narrative of gender dysphoria. You pushed the narrative. All you organizations push the narrative. And you say you don't. Of course, young kids are going to have mental issues over this. You're not letting boys be boys and you're not letting girls be girls. If a boy is a little feminine, are you even talking to him to see if he's going to grow out of it? No, you just want to slap a dress on him. If a little girl wants to go out there and play with the boys, maybe she's one of 5 and her 4 other siblings are just boys. She might just end up being a tomboy. Doesn't mean she's gay. But that's how you make it seem. Okay? And then when they go and they start hurting themselves and all that, right away it's the parents' fault. Now the reason why I bring, and like I'm putting all this together, okay? So if you want to read this article, the rest of it, I want to try to condense this because of time. It's a story by Jesus Savage, and it's in the article online and by Pulse of Pride. And you can see the title, 19 harmful misconceptions about transgender people. Now, this one right here is about Pronouns 101. I'm going to read a couple, and then we'll stop, and I'm going to show you the video that I came across that where all these organizations and schools and the government say that they're not pushing this on people, that this is something that decisions that children are making. It's a lie. It's a straight up lie. Okay? So, it says Pronouns 101, what are they and why do they matter? First of all, I don't care what the hell they are, and in my opinion, they don't fucking matter. They just don't. You're either a Mr., Mrs., or Ms. Sir, ma'am, that's it. You don't like it? Don't try to stand in front of me with a full beard and lipstick, weighing 350 pounds, telling me I gotta call you ma'am. Or don't try to hide the fact that you had your breast cut off and you're getting testosterone shots and you got a light little mustache, but yet the rest of your body is shaped like an hourglass. You sound like a female and you want me to call you Mr. Chuck. It's not gonna happen. Sorry. So, did someone recently ask you what your pronouns are? If so, don't panic. I wouldn't. I mean, because I really don't give a shit to ask anybody what their pronouns, and I am so glad that nobody has that. You know, I think it's because when I walk up and down the street, I walk like I belong, number one, and I mean, I don't give a shit. Okay? I'm just a man, and that's it. I think that if anybody asked me, even if they innocently ask because they're just too naive, come out and say, what are your pronouns? I don't know how I would act. Other than that, I probably would say, get the fuck away from me. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I just think it's stupid in this day and age or at any time to think that you have to go and to make someone feel comfortable, ask them, what are your pronouns? It just makes no damn sense, but let's continue. It's a sign of good... I'll read that one more time. We'll start again. Did someone recently ask you what your pronouns are? If so, don't panic. It's a sign of good manners these days. No, it's not. It's stupid. Especially among younger generations. See? There you go. If you feel out of the loop, don't panic. You're far from alone when it comes to this new innovation. See? You see what I'm saying? It's a new innovation. They're pushing this. They're pushing this. But yet they say, no, we're not. But they are. Once considered to be merely a part of grammar school curricula, no, it wasn't. Pronouns became a major part of mainstream culture. Let's talk about why everyone should be aware of the new push on pronouns today. First of all, when we were taught in school, they taught you how to, let me plug this in, my battery's dying. When they taught you how to read and write and how to write letters, they will put down how to, when you're addressing a letter, Mr., Mrs., Ms., they explain what Mr., Mrs., Ms., what it stands for and all that. This whole thing, this whole curriculum they're pushing, that's not normal. As a matter of fact, the whole push for this started when Obama was president. He was the one that pushed it. Okay? He was the one that made it impossible for cisgender people to fight back. Okay? So I love the way they start all these articles and they're making it seem like, well, you know what? This was inevitable. It was going to happen. It just took us some time, until, like, I don't know, the straight folk get used to it. Well, guess what? It's not something to get used to, and nobody should get used to it. Okay? Well, let's continue. Next one. It says, do you remember going to school and learning all the different rules about grammar? If so, pronouns might sound familiar. At the very core, pronouns are a basic part of grammar. They are the words we use to refer to an individual in the third person, such as she, he, they, or it. Any word that can be used as a substitute for a noun is a pronoun. We, them, and those are also pronouns by that definition. Yeah, but I love the way they put the pictures. But here's the thing. When they use those words in school, when you use them in their proper form, it is to, to recognize a person in a certain situation. Okay? A person or persons. It is not, it's like if you have 3 kids, you can say, they are going to sit there. Okay? But when a person comes out and says, call me they, that tells me that you feel you have more than one person in you. Which goes to what? Mental. That's the problem. When a girl looks at you and says, call me sir, that's a problem. When you have kids in this day and age, because I've seen it with my own eyes, videos and all, when they say, what are your pronouns, it and he, that's a fucking problem. Because what is the it? Is it a murderous clown from Stephen King? Is it a dog, a cat, a snake? This is all mental. This is all demonic for people to keep thinking like this. And then to push it on kids and say, oh, you know what? We're gonna close, programs in school because they feel threatened. People are threatening us. It's because look at the poison you're putting into their children's heads. Okay? So, for lack of time, once again, people, this is by WMN Lives, another article online. It's called Pronouns 101. What are they and why do they matter? I'm cutting it short because I want to show you the video. But this is, it has 13 small page reads if you guys want to go to it online and check it out. Okay? Now, I'm just going to cut right through, okay? This video I came across, this came out a day ago, okay? And before anybody gets to it, I want to show it. I'm going to raise it up. And I know this is a little unorthodox for me to do it like this, but, to not bother with editing today, which takes time, I'm going to try to show you guys what it is that's going on. Now, here's the thing. There are people out there that can and cannot have kids. Okay? There are many, many foster kids out there that need a true, loving family. Now, me personally, I'm not saying that a gay person or a gay couple cannot love a child. But do I believe in a gay couple adopting a child? No. I believe that a child should be raised by a mother and a father. Okay? A lot of my friends that are gay respect that. I've been invited to gay weddings and I've declined. They respect how I feel because I show them love. But they respect the fact of what I accept and what I don't accept. Okay? When I seen this video, this right here basically should tell everybody that this whole transgender movement, it is not something that someone is born with. It is a push. It is a push, an ideology, a demonic, demented way that the left and the powers that be want to basically ruin society so they could control it. Now I'm going to play it, and I want everybody to pay attention. Okay? Here we go.
So we were licensed to be foster parents in January of this year, 2024. And we actually did have a short-term placement for about 2 weeks in February. And during that time, I had also posted on Facebook a parental rights petition that was going around our local school district and urging people to sign it. We needed to get enough signatures to go in front of the school board. And about probably a month and a half later, in early April, I got an email from licensing, from DCF licensing, basically saying that this post had come to their attention and it was concerning to them and they wanted to have a phone conversation with me. So we did have a phone call later that day, and essentially she was just asking me so many questions about the petition, where it originated from, did I fully support it, and her concerns were that all of the homes, the foster homes, needed to be affirming. And from my posting this petition, it seemed that maybe we wouldn't be affirming. She continued to question me about...
You hear that, people? That because in their home that they're straight, or in this case Christian, that the foster organization felt that every home needs to be affirming. It gets better. Okay, there's about a minute left, a minute and 30 seconds left. It gets better, and it's going to blow your mind. And this is where I'm saying, I know the video is long, but this is what I'm saying, that this is not something that they're saying that people are born with. This is in my opinion, a worldwide governmental push, okay, to sexualize children and turn the concept of man and woman, God's creation, on its ear. Let's go.
About fostering transgender children, and my biggest concern with doing that through DCF is through all of their training modules, they're major advocates of medical intervention, which I'm completely against. And in saying that was my stance, the licensor was going to have to go to her supervisor to see if we could still have our license. And they came back within the next day or two and said that they were going to have to pull our license because of my views on transgenderism, and also we discussed pronouns and the fact that I wouldn't discuss they them pronouns with my 5-year-old son. That was also a major issue. So
okay, now you heard what she said, because that she wouldn't discuss that with their 5-year-old son. You ready for this? Pay attention.
As it stands now, we believe that our license is revoked because we haven't really had any further communication, but we haven't received anything official that we don't have a license or a hearing or anything like that.
And just to clarify, the discussing the pronouns, that's with our biological son. That's not somebody that has not a child that has been adopted through DCF or anything.
Did you hear that, people? They told them that they even have to push this shit on their own biological child. Wow. Not the child that they're trying to adopt, on the child that they both created. That organization had the nerve to tell them that they have to push this shit on their own biological child. Now, some people may say, well, that's just, that organization. Who makes the rules for these organizations? Who's in charge of these organizations? Ding, 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 ding. Yeah, you got it right. The government. The leftist government. You see? So not only are they trying to push it into schools and try to hide behind that, oh, boo-hoo, whining and crying bullshit, they're telling two parents who have had their own child, who want to give another child a loving, caring home, that unless you do this to teach that child how to be this way and your own child how to be this way, you're no good to us. Think about that, people. This whole thing about the transgender movement and transgender dysphoria and, it's all about inclusion and love. No, it's not. It's not. It has nothing to do with love, nothing to do with that. I'll take that back. It does have something to do with love, but it's a demonic love. I don't know if that makes any sense. It's the love of sexualizing children, pedophilia, okay, and any other thing you could put behind it that is not of God. Remember that. Remember that. I know of parents who couldn't adopt. As a matter of fact, I've spoken about my best friend that passed away last year. Her and her fiance wanted to adopt. And wherever they looked, they just found it too hard. They make it hard. But you go and say that you're a gay couple or that you're a couple that's willing to affirm a child's pronouns, right away, here you go, scot-free, here's some government money, take them. Or her, or it, or they, or them, or whatever the hell. Yeah. That's how it works. In this day and age, that's how it works. It's gone beyond the pale, man. It really has. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Join the channel and the movement, the family. If you want to help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store, trueallopatria.com. So remember, people, like I always say, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other, keep praying for this country, keep praying for President Trump to come back, and keep praying for each other, like I said. Peace.